All right, if you're a business owner in Bangladesh and you're searching for that next big market, well, your search might just be over. Today, we are heading to Brazil. Now, this isn't just some potential market. It's already booming, and we're going to break down exactly how you can get a piece of that action.
So, you're probably wondering, just how big is this opportunity, really? Well, let me be clear. We're not talking about some far-off potential. Nope. We're talking about something that's happening right now. Let's get straight to the numbers.
$187 million. That's the value of goods that Bangladeshi businesses sent to Brazil in just the last fiscal year. But, the number itself isn't even the most exciting part. It's the momentum. That figure is a 26% jump from the year before. Just think about that. Demand from Brazil isn't just real, it's speeding up.
But okay, the story gets even more interesting when you see the whole picture. On one hand, you've got that $187 million going to Brazil. But on the other hand, Brazil sends a whopping $2.47 billion worth of goods to Bangladesh. Now, you might look at that and see an imbalance, but that's not the right way to see it. It's not a problem. It's a giant flashing neon sign that screams opportunity. It shows just how much room there is for you to grow and close that gap.
So that leads to the big question, doesn't it? How do you actually claim your share of this massive market? Well, the answer starts with understanding the front door to Brazil's economy. And let me tell you, it's not about trying to find some secret back entrance. It's about knowing exactly how to walk right through the main gate.
And what is that main gate? Well, the first most important part of this whole puzzle is something called the NCM code. Now, don't let the name scare you. I want you to stop thinking of it as a barrier and start thinking of it as the special key you need to unlock the whole system.
Okay, so what is it? Basically, most of the world uses a standard 6-digit code to classify products for trade. But Brazil and its partners in the Mercosur trade bloc, they use a more detailed 8-digit code. And you absolutely have to get this right because literally everything, we're talking taxes, regulations, you name it, is tied directly to this one number.
This is a perfect way to see the difference. Think of it like this. That standard 6-digit code, the HS code, it gets you into the right neighborhood. But those extra 2 digits in Brazil's NCM code, that's the specific street address. That's the crucial detail their custom system needs to know exactly what you're sending and how to handle it.
And here's why this matters so much for your bottom line. This little code isn't just paperwork. It directly decides every single tax your product is going to face. Getting it right from the get-go is the only way you can figure out your total costs and, most importantly, price your product so it can actually compete and sell in Brazil.
Okay, so we've got the key. Now let's pull out the map. We've broken this whole thing down into a simple 8-step roadmap that will take you all the way from your workshop in Bangladesh straight to a customer in Brazil.
So, the first part of this journey happens before anything even leaves the country. It's all about preparation at home. First, you get your own house in order, your trade licenses, your tax info, all that good stuff. Second, you nail down that all-important NCM code we just talked about. Third, and this is a big one, you find a partner in Brazil, and they must have something called a radar license. Think of it as their official government permission to import. And finally, you hammer out the deal, price, payment, and something called Incoterms, which just clarifies who's responsible for what during shipping. All right, once all your prep work is done and you're ready to ship, the focus completely shifts. Now you're navigating the Brazilian side of things. This means dealing with their specific product regulations, making sure every single document is absolutely perfect because you do not want customs delays. Then it's about the actual shipping and clearance. And finally, and please don't forget this last part, it's about actually marketing your product so people in Brazil will buy it. So for that fifth step, navigating regulations, these are the main agencies you need to know. It really just depends on what you're selling. If it's anything related to health, like cosmetics or some foods, you'll be talking to Anvisa. If it's an agricultural product, you're going to MAPA. And if it's something like electronics or toys that need technical standards, that's in Metro. Knowing which one to go to from the start is absolutely essential.
Now for step 7, shipping. Let's be realistic here. This isn't an overnight trip. We're talking about a sea journey from Chato all the way to a big port like Santos in Brazil. You need to plan for about 35 to 42 days on the water. That's a month, maybe a bit more. You have to bake that time into your planning for everything, from inventory to your cash flow.
Okay, so you've followed the map, you've navigated the whole journey, so what's the prize at the end? What's the treasure waiting for you in the Brazilian market? Let's take a look at the biggest opportunities for Bangladeshi businesses right now.
No surprise here, ready-made garments are a huge leader. Brazilians are definitely looking for affordable fashion and sportswear. But the opportunity is so much bigger than just that. We're talking about home textiles, like bed linens and towels, for a growing middle class. We're talking about jute products for a market that's becoming more and more eco-conscious. High-quality leather goods, ceramics, even things like pharmaceuticals have massive potential if you're willing to do the compliance work.
This really brings us to the most critical point. Why should you do this now? This quote really hits the nail on the head. Right now, Bangladesh and that Mercosur trade bloc are talking about a new trade agreement. So if you get into the market now, you can build your brand and your relationships before those tariffs potentially drop and the floodgates open to way more competition. It's all about getting that first mover advantage.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We've covered a lot, so let's boil it all down to the 5 absolute keys to success. If you're going to do this, these are the things you have to get right.
Think of this as your final checklist before you start. Number 1, master that NCM code. It is the foundation of everything else. Number 2, start the compliance process early. It takes time, so don't put it off. 3, find a great, trustworthy partner in Brazil who has that radar access. 4, your paperwork has to be 100% perfect, no exceptions. And 5, don't forget to market your products in Portuguese. You get these 5 things right, and you are well on your way.
So really, when you look at it, with a potential new trade deal coming, the question isn't if you should be looking at Brazil. The real question is, how soon can you get started? The opportunity is massive, the path is clear, and the timing? Well, it's pretty much perfect. The market is waiting.